My name is Cam Rivera from Georgia Regents University. I am going to issue a regimental order that is part of a practical exercise of a total of 3 orders. First one is going to be the regimental order. It's going to be issued by me. The second one is going to be the same order at the company level, issued by a cadet acting as a company commander. The next one is going to be that order that she issues to her platoon leaders. It's actually, the third order is going to be the platoon order to the squad leaders. All 3 are the same order, all broken down at their respective levels, with the idea of understanding a little better the process that takes place at Warrior Forge on the regimental orders process. This affects initially the top 3 leadership, the company commander, the company XO, and the company first sergeant, but then it quickly disseminates to the platoon leaders, platoon sergeants, down to the squad leaders, all the way down to the individual and team level. Now, this order that I'm using is an order from 7th Reg, day 3, actually from LDAC. I haven't done much to modify this order, again, with the intent to keep it as close as the product that the cadets are going to receive. Now, I did pick this order because you have multiple moving pieces, and it's actually day 3. It's early at LDAC. Cadets are still trying to figure out what's going on, and it has many moving pieces. It has the regimental activation ceremony, it has CIF, it has flight physicals, medical consults, and EO training. So it's got many moving pieces, people going to different places, but the bottom line is, at the end state is, that all things have to be accomplished at 100%. Now, I'm going to be doing the role of the regimental S3, which is normally a lieutenant. The lieutenant issues the regimental order, and he uses graphics similar as the graphics that I have right here on my slide. Just basically regular imagery and a product created for the timeline, as you can see on the video right now. He does not have a sergeant major or a first sergeant or nobody issuing paragraph 4. He issues the entire order to the top 3 of Alpha Company and Bravo Company. So he's at the regimental level. So I'm going to go ahead and issue this order. So prepare to copy, and here we go. Situation. Area of interest. The Iranian-Ethiopian border is located in the South Caucasus region. Borders have been heavily disputed since 1991. Area of interest. 7th Regimental area in Fort Lewis, which I'm going to show you here on my graphic here shortly. Terrain. In the Regimental IO, which is located in North Fort Lewis, the terrain is urban with paved roads and sidewalks, with potholes and both grassy and gravel areas. Brick and wooden buildings cover the landscape. Weather. The weather here is rapidly changing weather and wet weather that can adversely affect activities. Necessary precautions need to be taken to safeguard personnel and equipment from the elements. Weather for today, Monday, June 25th, high of 67, low of 49, few showers with a chance of rain of 30%. Sunrise is at 0517 in the morning. Sunset is at 2110. Moonrise is at 2358. Moonset is at 0013. For tomorrow, Tuesday, June 26, we have a high of 63, low of 46, partly cloudy, chance of rain 20%, and the sunrise, sunset is the same time as today, 0517, 2110. Moonrise is at 2358 as well, and moonset is at 0038. enemy forces, none, friendly forces. Higher headquarters mission and intent, 2 levels up. Okay, here I'm going to make a quick break just to kind of attempt to help you understand how to create the 2 levels up at your level. I'm going to issue 2 level up from my position. Now I'm the regimental S3, which is the same thing as battalion, because my audience is Alpha Company and Bravo Company. So I'm at the battalion level. So my 2 levels up are, my first level up is brigade, and my second level up is division. So those are my 2 levels up. For you, when you're issuing at the company level, your 2 levels up are going to be battalion or regiment, me, and then brigade. And then it continues on that way all the way down to the lowest level. 2 levels up from your position. Now know that I'm gonna give you division. That is my second level up, but you at the company level, really, it's good information to know, pay attention to, but it doesn't go in your order because it's 3 levels from you. Now I'm going to go and issue you my first level up, which is brigade. That one is your second level up. And you probably need to copy that one verbatim, because that one's going to fill in the blanks for your second level up. Now, in order for you to create your 1 level up, which is me, regiment, then you're going to have to pay attention to, number 1, my paragraph 2, my mission statement. That information goes into your first level up under mission. Then you got to pay attention to my paragraph 3, execution. When I talk about commander's intent, that one goes verbatim also under that mission statement that you wrote down, and that is where you get the information for your paragraph 1 of your order, first level up, which is regiment. So, here we go. 2 levels up, in this case, is division. So, on order, 1st Cav Division conducts stability operations along the Ethiopian and Iranian international border in order to maintain Ethiopia's territorial integrity and prevent enemy forces from influencing the local population. The commander's intent is that the BCTs will conduct reception, staging, onward movement, and integration, or RSOI, in processing, in order to be ready to deploy and fight. First level up, or the next one up, is going to be brigade. Now this one for you is verbatim your second level up. On order, 276 IBCT conducts stability operations along the Ethiopian-Iranian international border in order to maintain Ethiopia's territorial integrity and prevent enemy forces from influencing the local population. Probably won't change much for the other one. Commanders in 10 regiments will conduct reception, staging, onward movement, and integration, RSOI, in order to be ready to deploy and fight. Areas of emphasis: medical readiness, equipment issue, and safety. Mission of JSON units: 8th Reg, kind of like next door to us, will conduct also flight physicals and regimental activation ceremony and key leader rehearsals tomorrow on 25th June. ECHO, Interagency and Non-Governmental Organizations, NA. Civilian considerations: some cadre members will be civilian contractors. They will be treated equally as military officers. Cadre members who would and address as sir or ma'am, and cadets will stand at the position of attention when speaking with them. But no cadets or military personnel will salute civilian contractors. Civilians in support of Warrior Forge will be treated with respect and courtesy. Attachments and detachments, none. Paragraph 2, mission. 7 Cavalry Regiment conducts flight physicals, equal opportunity, CIF issue, and the regimental activation ceremony on Fort Lewis on the 25th of June 2013 in order to set the conditions for successful deployment to Atropia. I say again, 7th CAF Regiment conducts flight physicals, equal opportunity training, central issuing facility equipment issue, and the regimental activation ceremony, or RAC, on Fort Lewis on the 25th June 2012 in order to set the conditions for successful deployment to Atropia. Now, if you remember what I said a second ago, this one right here, this mission statement, fills in your first level up of your paragraph 1, friendly forces. Paragraph 3, execution. Also, this part will go in there. Commander's intent, conduct reception, staging onward movement and integration in order to be ready to deploy and fight. Purpose. The primary purpose of this operation is to ensure that all cadets have the equipment for field and tactical operations and activate the 7th CAF Regiment. Key task: complete all flight physicals, attend briefings in EO and regimental training, CIF issue, and conduct a RAP. And that's what I want for my both companies, Alpha and Bravo. My end state: all cadets have successfully completed flight physicals, draw CIF equipment, activate the 7th CAF ceremony. Success will be defined by completing all training, making all movement and start times, maintaining 100% accountability at all times of personnel and equipment, and receiving 100% serviceable equipment from CIF. Concept of the operation. This operation is a 4-phase operation. Phase 1 is first call and preparation. Phase 2 is going to be flight physicals, medical consults, and EO training. Phase 3 is going to be CIF issue, and Phase 4 is the RAC rehearsal, the RAC regimental activation ceremony, and training information. Let me now please orient you to my graphics. All right, please look at my north-seeking arrow in relation to our briefing. We are located right here, right now, in this building, issuing this order. We have, to our east, we have Alpha Company Barracks. To our southwest, we have Bravo Company Barracks. We have the regimental top immediately next to us. To our southeast, we have the DFAC. This intersection right here between 24th Street and Fox Street is actually going to be one of our pickup points for CIF. Building Delta 3 Delta 2-1 is where we're going to conduct EO training. Building 11 Delta 5-6 is on Phase 4 where we're going to conduct our CTLT and airborne and follow-on schools training and briefing. And 11 Delta 35 in this intersection corner right here of the building and the road is where we actually is the pickup point for flight physicals and for medical consults personnel. Phase 1, first call and preparation. Note, today, identified flight physical personnel will draw 2 MREs. Everybody else will draw 1. Tomorrow's chow cycle for the entire regiment is going to be hot breakfast, MRE for lunch, hot dinner. For flight physical personnel, they're going to have 2 M's, breakfast and lunch, and then they're going to have 1 dinner, 1 hot dinner at nighttime. Flight physical personnel need to be fasting past 1900 tonight. So tomorrow during phase 1, during breakfast, flight physical personnel is going to move directly to 11 Delta 35 for pickup. And they're going to get to eat that 1 MRE after blood work is conducted in MAMC, which is Madigan Army Medical Facility, also known here as MAMC. I'm saying that note because in the morning for phase 1 of the operation, phase one consists of wake up at 05:30 in the morning for both Bravo Company and Alpha Company. Know that once we conduct personal hygiene and clean up these barracks, flight physical personnel are going to move directly to 11 Delta 35 for pickup to go to MAMC for their physical. They need to have 2 MREs with them. Everybody else follow the job plan, and they're going to go ahead and conduct breakfast on the dining facility. Medical consult personnel, immediately after breakfast, they're going to go ahead and move out straight to 11 Delta 35, where they too will be picked up to go to MAMC to conduct their medical consults and finish their paperwork. Everybody else, upon completion of breakfast, they will move out for EO training in Building 3, Delta 2-1, where they're going to spend approximately 2 hours training equal opportunity and regimental tag training. Once all personnel is set at 11 Delta 35, flight physicals and medical consults, everybody else, Alpha Company and Bravo Company, has moved up and is staged, ready for training on 3 Delta 2-1. That is the end of phase 1 and the beginning of phase 2. Phase 2 is the actual training that's going to happen on 3 Delta 2-1, and the fact that flight physicals and medical consults are going to be happening in MAMC. Phase 2 is just that, training and the medical events that are happening. Once the training is over and personnel on training, it's their MRE, they're going to go ahead and move up for pickup site for CIF. Alpha Company, you're first on the order of march, and an hour later, Bravo Company, you follow. Personnel from Alpha Company that are conducting flight physicals have to be back here on the pickup site by 10:35 in the morning if they want to make it to CIF with Alpha Company. The end state is that they make it on time. If that doesn't happen, they get one more opportunity to link up right here at 11:35 with Bravo Company, so they can catch a ride out to CIF and link up with Alpha Company once they're over there. If personnel from Alpha and Bravo Company are not back here by 11:35, they're not going to make that trip. They're going to stay right here on the regimental area, continue to police up the area and clean until everybody returns back from CIF. Personnel that does not make it to CIF today is going to go tomorrow after the APFT with 8th Reg. Once Bravo Company, Alpha Company and Bravo Company are ready to get picked up to go to CIF, that is the end of phase 2 and the beginning of phase 3. Phase 3 is actually CIF. CIF is going to take place as follows. Alpha Company is going to go first. They're going to shuttle out from pickup location down to south to CIF. Once they get on the ground, they're going to go ahead and form one line in alphabetical order in order to process through CIF. They're going to receive their equipment. Once they receive their equipment, they're going to go to another parking lot area on CIF, dump it on the ground. Cadre is going to inventory that equipment and check for serviceability and accountability. Once that's completed, you're going to pack that equipment on your duffel bag. You're going to tag it with a tag that says what company, who you are, what platoon. And then you're going to go ahead and get back on the silver side truck or on the bus and go straight back to the regimental area. Upon completion of that, they get back to the regimental area. Bravo Company, you follow, you do the same thing at 11:35. The shuttles are going to happen back to the pickup site anywhere from 1400 to 1600. Once everybody's back, then at 1600, we're going to go ahead. That concludes phase 3 and begins phase 4 of the operation. Phase 4 of the operation is going to be the regimental activation ceremony, rehearsal, the actual ceremony, chow time is included there, and then training on 11 Delta 56 for those personnel attending follow-on training after LDAC. 1600, we'll go ahead and conduct the rehearsal. An hour later, we'll conduct the actual ceremony. Immediately after the ceremony, we're going to go back to the chow plant, hot chow on the DFAC, 1 hour for Alpha Company, 1 hour for Bravo Company. I need the personnel that's going to attend the following training on 11 Delta 56 for follow-on schools, airborne, air assault, CTLT, to be front-loaded so they can make it on time for training. Once everybody's finished, completed with hot chow, and this training is complete, that is the end of phase 4. At that point, everybody should be back on each respective company areas, and company commanders, I give it back to you so you can actually work on the stuff that you need to work on yourselves. And that concludes phase 4. Please pick up your paper and your pencil and continue to copy this order. Scheme of intelligence, none. Scheme of fires, none. Scheme of protection, none. Stability ops, none. Assessment. Successful end state is starting and completing and achieving all my required key tasks and meeting all hard times with 100% accountability of personnel and equipment. All right, basically all flight physicals, all medical consults, all CIF, and all EO training completed before we move on to tomorrow's activities. Task subordinate units. Alpha Troop, I need you to conduct regimental CQ from lights out to first call at the regimental TOC to assist with command and control of the regiment during the night. Know that CQ requires 2 cadets on each 1-hour shift. Troop leadership will ensure a good CQ roster is maintained. Bravo Troop, you have CQ tomorrow, count on that. Alpha Troop, be prepared to receive and maintain accountability of all your cadets that go to CIF with Bravo Troop. Bravo Troop, know that you could receive some cadets from Alpha Troop into your formation, and they too are going to have to be inspected out there. I need you to front load those guys so they can make it back to their company as soon as possible. Coordinating instructions, correction. That's right, coordinating instructions. All right, opponent becomes effective now. As of right now, commander's critical information requirements: death or injury of any cadet, any heat or cold related injuries, any emergencies, any misconduct, anything that stops for us meeting our end states for tomorrow, I want to know about. Any Red Cross messages? Essential elements of friendly information, or EEFIs, none. Fire support coordination measurements, none. Airspace coordination measures, none. Rules of engagements, none. Risk reduction control measures. Use composite risk management on everything you do at your level. Environmental considerations, comply with all relevant for Lewis environmental guidelines. Information and themes, none. Other coordination instructions. Timeline. All right, please look at my timeline. All right. Now, my timeline is going to be up for the next couple of hours, so I want you to come back and take a look at that. Is that a good focus? Critical for me is that you take a look at all for Bravo and Alpha Company, Alpha Troop personnel for flight physicals, for consults. All right, look at the timelines for all, for everybody, and then for CIF purposes, look at the timelines for Alpha Troop and for Bravo Troop. All right, it is critical that we do not miss any of those timelines. Also important for me is 5:30. Its wake-up time and lights out will be at 2200 hours. The uniform that I broke down on the far right corner is Charlie, Bravo, and Alpha, or I go Alpha uniform is really ACUs with a black pen and notepad. Uniform Charlie is a summer improved physical fitness uniform with 1-quart canteen and reflective belt. Uniform for physicals and medical consults is Charlie with ID tags and jacket. For flight physicals, I need the cadets to carry their ID card, medical records, black ink pen, 2 MREs as we spoke about. And for medical consults, I need the cadets to carry their ID card, their medical records, black ink pen, and 1 MRE. Cadets, everybody else, will carry ID cards and a duffel bag to CIF. End-of-camp commissionees will have their Army service uniforms, coins, their Army service uniforms, their coins, and berets inspected by the platoon tags no later than COB. Troop XOs will report deficiencies and completion of inspections to the regimental TOG no later than 2000 on 25 June 2012. Cadets need to bring Kevlar helmets for the silver side movement. Helmets must be labeled with cadet's last name on the helmet band. Each member of the company leadership be prepared to share one lesson learned and one thing the leadership should do differently as an AAR comment on the regimental orders process tomorrow. Paragraph 4, sustainment. Again, normally at your level, it's going to be written by your, it's going to be issued by your company first sergeant. At the platoon level, by the platoon sergeant. But at this level, on LDAC, it's all going to be given by the lieutenant that's reading this order. Sustainment, logistics, general. Follow the water force SOP. Material and services, meal cycle is going to be AMA. Flight physical personnel will be MMA. Order of chow is going to be Alpha Troop, then Bravo Troop. Breakfast is served from 0600 to 0800, 1 hour each. Evening meals is served from 1800 to 2100. Troop XOs coordinate with supply for MREs tonight. Transportation, Water Force Physical Section provides transportation for flight physicals and medical consults from Building 11 Delta 35 to MAMC. We spoke about that already. No changes on that. And to CIF from the pickup site on F Street and 24th Street. Personnel, any cadet leaving or returning to the regiment must sign the log in the regimental TOG. Health system supports, medevac and emergency. Sick call hours are from 0515, 0830, and 1645 to 1900. Cadets who request a sick call will report to the regimental TOG no later than 15 minutes after sick call in ACUs with a signed sick call slip from their platoon tag and ID card. Staff will escort the cadets to the Water Forge Clinic, Building 1102. ATTP is to identify those folks that have to go on sick call tonight. That way you can get that signed by your regiment, by your tags tonight. Report all injuries to cadre immediately. Command and control. Command. Location of commander. RTO will be in the 7th Reg AO. Succession of command. RTO, Regimental XO, Regimental Ops, me, Alpha Company, or Alpha Troop, and Bravo Troop Company Commander. Control. Command post. Regimental TOG is located on Building 8 Delta 21 right next to us. Report accountability reports are due to the regimental TOG no later than 30 minutes after first call. Now that's something that's not in the timeline that if you pay attention, it needs to be on your timeline at your level. signal. All right, on your case, it's probably you won't have cell phones, and you won't have radios until we go to the field. When we go to the field, it's going to be call signs. But for right now, we're going to use runners. That is the end of my order. At this point, I will open the floor for your questions for Alpha Company and Bravo Company. Once I go through the questioning process, then I will of course do a back brief of relevant information. I want to know if my Alpha Company commander understands phase 1 of the operation. I want to know if my Bravo Company commander understands my CIF, the way that CIF is going to happen. I want to know if my XO understands what are his duties and responsibilities in relation to end of camp commissionees at the end of the day. So relevant